Hello and welcome along and welcome to Fenton Forest, where today we are starting a new type of time-lapse. So as we get started on the headland of our first field, let me explain what we're doing. We are I'm doing live streams on Twitch, based very much on what I normally do in my live streams. So they're 2-hour live streams. They encompass an entire day of gameplay, in-game gameplay, and basically we are going through and we're then turning those into a time-lapse. So each of these time-lapses will be an entire day in-game. And we're doing it on here. We're starting with Fenton Forest with New Farmer. We're actually heading off at the moment to go and get a Kenn overloader. So we'll go and pick that up from the shop. And we're basically doing an entire day of gameplay. And as we go through, we will be exploring things and hopefully expanding and basically playing as we normally do, just at a very sped up rate. I will also be, so this is a different type of time-lapse because I will also be doing a commentary for the whole thing. It's something that I've not seen done anywhere else for Farming Simulator, and I think it's a really great way that we can do a time-lapse. So we're returning to the field now with our overloader. I'll bring it up beside the combine, get the spout out, and we've not quite got the auger in the right place. There we go. So we get the harvester going on a hired worker so that we can travel alongside it and keep the combine going. And that unloaded, we'll take out the last headland. And then my plan very much is we're going to get this combine running on a hired worker, and we're going to head over to our truck here. No, there we go. We're going to head over, bring this back, and then we're going to go and look, once we've emptied this, at heading over to the other side. And I think we're going to get our mower. So we do have the Crone Big M here, and we're going to cut the headlands around the two fields. So we own, this field here has oats in it, and we're going to get to harvesting that later in the video. But we've got all this grassland around our two fields. So we're going to be using that basically to create hay bales this time, so that we have something to feed to our horses, our sheep, and our cows. Because we start this map on New Farmer with all of those. Combine needs emptying, so we'll just do that quickly. There we go, and we'll go and overload this. Now, this trailer, oh yeah, the course play on here. I'd love to have run this on course play, but unfortunately, course play wasn't available for the overloader, so I have no idea quite why that wasn't working. But we get this cut and back to here. But you can see there's an issue with the overloader as well, where the trailer is a bit tall, so we're going to have to switch that out later as well. Almost got this grass finished on this field. There we go. So that's nicely rowed up. We'll take this over to the other one and get the combine back working with the hired worker. Back down with our mower, and that bit there wasn't really quite straight. And get the headlands on this cut. So now we're working in the same field. It's a lot easier to work around here. Didn't quite get 4 rows into here, unfortunately. That would have made it a little bit better. Right the way up the side. And how's our combine? Our combine is on 56% at the moment as it turns. So we've got a little while before we got to empty that again, and we'll get round most of this, I think, up to 80%. So we'll want to empty it out again in a moment. In the meantime, there we go. So I'm quite liking this Fenton tractor. It's really nice and kind of suits this fairly well. You can see now that auger is a little bit high for that trailer, or that trailer side, sorry, is a little bit high for that auger. So I think we need to get a gravity wagon trailer, maybe one of the pace setters, one of the Wilson pace setters. That would be, I think, a good use of our thing. So we're coming up to finishing the field now. There we go. So we'll go park the Big M back up, and I think we'll switch over and yeah, we'll take that out and empty the combine again before we head back and we switch over and pick up one of our John Deeres. I think would be best. Yeah, there we go. The 8R. We'll pick up the 8R with the tedder. Now this tractor is massive overkill for this tedder. I think there's it really is a bit powerful for what we're doing here. I think we have I think we have a 6R or a 6M, which might be better usage for this. I do think actually at the moment we have too many pieces of equipment on here. So I do want to ask you at the moment, we've got fence and we've got John Deere's. I think we're going to reduce to just the fence. I'm going to drop the John Deere's off on here because I quite like the fence setup on here with this tractor, and we've got a 1050 here, and we got I think we've got another fence as well. I think, yeah, we've got a 936. The trailer's full, so we'll go and empty that. Yeah, there we go. The Wilson pace setter. That's the trailer we want. So we'll finish off this field with this trailer, and then we will go and switch it out, I think. But yeah, so we're gonna switch out, I think, the John Deere's for the fence in the next episode. I think the John Deere's, we have too much, so it'll raise a little bit of money, allow us maybe to buy a new field. The money is more useful to us for that. Let's drop that off. Although we haven't, we haven't tedded around this field yet, so we need to come back and do that. And look at this, so little of the field left. It's just gonna hop along and finish. So there we go. So we're going to move our combine now over and get it started on the oats. So drop the header off, attach it on, and head over to the other field. So we get both these fields cut today, which will be great. Great start for us. We'll be able to, well, we're going to have to plough it next time, I think, or at least subsoil it. So we'll see what the biggest subsoiler is that we can get our hands on. We've got some pretty big equipment here. I don't quite know what we've got in the way of ploughs and subsoilers, so we'll check that next time. Park that up here, and this is going to take a while for this combine to fill. We are halfway around the field, just about, and we're only 36% full. So what we'll do is we'll get this headland finished, and then we'll go round and we'll set it again. We'll set it to the hired worker. These are two actually fairly square fields. I think later on in this map we're going to have to use courseplay a little more extensively. Hired worker's working great for us because of the squareness of the field at the moment. And yeah, if we empty this here, our combine was nowhere near full, I don't think. But it gives us time to feed the pigs with some of the wheat that we got off the first field, and then we're going to head all the way up to the north docks. A little bit of an accident. Head up to the north docks, and we're going to tip this here and get ourselves a little bit of money back, and then we'll take this up to the shop and switch this trailer out for the pace setter, because that is going to be a much more useful trailer to us with the overloader, and I think it actually holds maybe a little bit more. So drop that off here. There we go, and then we'll get the pace setter in black. And the pace setter is a little bit longer, so it's a little bit more difficult to maneuver around these roads, but not too bad. But you can see, even compared to the lorry straight off, you can see it's a much lower trailer. So we're going to take off from the combine again, and look, the combine is blazing through this field. Massively good. That is 90% full, and you see here, there we go, so much easier. Right, back on the tedder, back on the 8R, and back up to our first field. And now we'll just go round and we'll quickly ted all of this field. Now the other thing we've got to do, and it's because it's destroying all of our windrows, we're going to need to go back round and windrow all this up before we can bale it. Otherwise it's going to be a bit of a pain to do. We'll head up this side of the field, and we'll head up that side of the field, I think, and finish back where we did before. Yeah, I was just confirming there, it's a 6R, not a 6M. So, yeah, we'd probably be better off in future using that on this. This tractor is massively overkill. But then, as I said, we actually, we're looking at probably replacing the two John Deeres. I think we may get another small Fent on here. But yeah, with the two John Deeres, I think are overkill. We have too many tractors with those. We're never going to need more than 5 tractors on here, I don't think. Normally I like to operate with 3, so yeah, there is that. So we'll empty this here and ted the rest of this field, and then that's done and dusted, and then hopefully we can pick up the combine again at the end of the field. There we go. Oh, not quite. We had to restart the combine there. We'll get that off the field and go and get this parked up in a shed. There we go. That's all parked up. And now switch back over to our tedder. Get this put away as well. Get this out of the way. And I think we'll go and use one of the fence at this point. Oh, there's the 6R. There we go. We're going to use the 939, I think this is, with our windrower. And I like this windrower. This is the first time I've used this windrower, and it's really nice. It looks really, really great at this job. There is a thing where I find the edges don't always quite pick up the rows, and that it can be quite difficult to kind of judge where the edge of it is sometimes. And there's a few bits and pieces here and there on here where I've ended up leaving small patches because I've not quite judged the edge of the windrow right. But in general, I really like it. I have a feeling that this might also be a tedder, but because I've already tedded it, I didn't really try it. It would seem to be an odd thing to have this in here along with the tedder. So it may be something that we have to test next time. I do want to do some silage bales on here as well if we can. So there is that, and we actually have a good big silage clamp as well. So yeah, so let's empty that into there. We'll go and start rowing up our other set of grass, or our other set of hay at this point, and that fixes our odd piece of cutting at the beginning of this field. So that should sort that. That'll make it a lot easier to pick all this up, to get all this baled up, and then stored. And I think, yes, this time is where we go up this side of the field. We'll go and put this away at this point because that's not needed anymore. And now we need to give the horses some oats, which is not there. So, yeah, down the side here. Empty that out. Perfect. We'll go and store the rest of the oats. We've got 27,140 litres of oats left. So that's great for that. So we're going to park this up in the shed as well, and back to our windrowing. So this is the last bit of windrowing we need to do. It is now gone. I think it's 6:15 in game. So not much longer to go. And this will be the last job we get done on here today. Ready to bale this all up next time, and then hopefully collect it up. We do have we won't be collecting up with a bale spike. We do have an auto loader on here, so we're going to be doing that, which is just when we're doing this in a time lapse with this much. Makes sense for us to use an auto loader rather than stack it on the field. I think we're probably going to get rid of the front loader we've got on here because we do have a telehandler as well, so there's not really much point in having both. And again, that will save us a little bit of money. So there we go. That is it, and that is where we are going to end the episode. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.